Hi, I'm Evan.
And I'm Mark.
What do we do today, Mark?
This week's episode, Evan follows up with the changes he made to his schedule and his team structure.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah, we talk about why Nina really wants a house.
Ooh, that's true.
And Evan says cappuccino cup many, many times.
We're doing it. We're doing it live. The Men in
Welcome to
Black.
the Something to Prove podcast. It's
I
me,
can hear you now.
Mark Drager,
Oh,
with my
go.
friend, Evan Carmichael.
I talked about you today on Movement Makers.
The Canon.
Yeah. Mark helped me pick this camera for my videos, and I use this for... I used to walk down the street with this beast.
Yeah.
Like this, talking to the camera.
Before people used to... It's funny because now, I mean, people move from that to this, right? Where they have their little thing and they walk down the street like this. And then now they move from this stuff to like the tiniest little things. It's crazy. Yeah, either your cell phone or I know Panasonic just released a new camera I'm looking at that looks just like it's so tiny. It's amazing.
For people who are freaking out about feeling self-conscious of walking down with a cell phone filming themselves, I was walking down with this beast, filming myself, making content.
That is so funny.
I used this for like 4 years or something.
You did use that for a long time. So you started by me helping you make a video, and then you got a flip cam. I think anyone who's young may not even know what that is, but it was basically like, here, let me get this. It was like this shaped. It was like, this is an audio recorder, but it was like this shaped, right? And it had like a little screen, and you just kind of walked around.
Yeah, that was it.
You walked around like this. And then, and you'd put it down on like a shelf, and you'd film yourself on it. And
that was great because it had a built-in USB that just connects to your computer, so the transfer made it super easy.
Terrible quality. Then you went to Costco, and I don't know why I would never buy camera gear at Costco, but you bought it because of their return policy. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then you finally you stepped up to that one, and then you went from that one to the same camera that I'm holding. This camera here is the camera you have now, right?
Is it? I don't know. Lumix something.
Yep. I think it's a GH4. And this is usually what I record you on. But I bought some new fancy stuff to try and make this all better, and it doesn't work. So here we are.
I went from this Canon to then hiring a full-time videographer. I had Danny. I didn't have a camera.
Before Danny, you had, or did you have two guys named Danny? You had
Jason.
Jason. That was it. You had Jason.
Yeah, sure. I had Jason.
And he filmed you on like Reds and like crazy cameras.
Yeah.
Like really high-end stuff.
Yeah. And then Danny, and then this. Yeah.
Yes. And here you are. Here we are. Anyway, that was a fun trip down memory lane, which is funny for you because you're so in the present that you don't usually talk about the past that much. Or is
I forgot why it came up, but when we this is usually on my inside my cabinet over there. So I brought it up on Movement Makers today for some reason. And then it was sitting right here when we went live. It's like, all right, Mark will enjoy that.
I do enjoy that. Can I ask you, last episode, it was a little bit of a stranger mood. You hadn't put a fence yet around it. Can you update me and the audience as to where you landed on it? Because I was thinking about it earlier today. I know we've talked a little bit about you changing your schedule and stuff, but how did you get your fence around it? What does that mean? What did you do? Because you were, for those who are just joining us, not hearing last episode, you were reading a book. You hit one line of a book that said something about only having 6 direct reports, and that made you completely question everything within your company.
Mm-hmm. I haven't fully figured it out. It's still on my list.
You don't have fence around it.
Some parts. So, what have I done with it? I've had a couple of eureka moments throughout the past week. One of them being that I'm great at coming into new things and building it up from scratch. You take me to a desert, we'll create an oasis,
and then I'm out.
Yeah, and then I'm almost out, and I need to replace it with a team, which is what I've done. It's what I've always been doing. I come into something that doesn't exist, create something amazing. Hopefully, if there's lots of failed experiments that don't go anywhere. In that case, you don't scale the crap. But the stuff that's good, I slowly bring on team as I get bored of it. Like as I start to get bored of things and I give it to somebody, or I drop it because it's not actually helping my business. So assuming it's working, I get bored of it, then I hire somebody to do it. And then now we're getting big enough that it's thinking about multiple layers inside as well. So that was good. So it's a constant reminder, like I like to go in and be heavily involved on the thing at the beginning, and then have some involvement ongoing, but more in terms of ideas and mentoring the team than actually running the thing. And we've done that, like for the YouTube side, for the actual video creation, most of that is I'm not heavily involved in at all. I'm still the guy in front of the camera. But I'm pretty hands off for most of that process. And now on the data side, I just took a step back where I was running all the split tests and watching everything. And now we're running, like we had 120 split tests finished last week.
How's Rachel's split test doing?
I don't know.
Good.
I don't know yet.
Great.
I don't know. But it's like now it's too much. It's too much to stay on top of all of it. So now it's training the team to run with it, setting the rules. But I have to figure out what the rules are, and I come up with inventive rules. So that's part of the magic, is coming in and coming up with things that people don't see, and then building the process and a system, and then hiring the team, and then training the team, and then letting the team take over. And so that is super. That's kind of a fence in that I just did whatever I'm focused on right now. I need to think about, okay, now I need to build that up. And then the other thing that really helped was switching my schedule around. So Wednesdays, which is my project day, dividing it into the 4 main areas that I'm focused on the most right now, which is YouTube Growth Bootcamp, the Movement Makers, and Built to Serve. Those 4. Those are the projects where the ideas in the morning are going to do a brainstorming session, some reports, right? Like YouTube, for example, YouTube, I don't know if this is too detailed or whatever, but you can stop me if it's boring. On YouTube, I've been meeting with Ivan, who does all of my content and strategy and picking the videos and who are profiling next, and Ray, who's in charge of all the data and analytics and split testing and all. They never talk to each other. I mean, they do, but there's no like official setting. So I'm switching now to once a month. We're doing our brainstorming meeting where Ivan's going to report what's happened on the channel. Ray's going to report what's happening on the split tests. And then we're going to discuss what we're going to do for the next month. And then so that's 2 hours in the morning. And then I give myself an hour afterwards for my own reflection time to think, okay, just on my own, what am I going to do about this? And in the afternoon is actually doing the work. So what do I need to then execute against? And then having one day, every Wednesday. So the first Wednesday of the month is Movement Makers or whatever. Second Wednesday is YouTube. And basically bringing all my various teams and people who are part of those projects together to be on that call. At some point, that's going to have to be, I like the idea of once a month doing it on the Wednesdays. As I add more layers, that's going to have to be more people. So instead of like Built to Serve and Movement Makers could be combined into one. Mm-hmm. And then something else adds that 4th one, right? So I've gotten a lot more. I'm so happy with that schedule right now. It's so like I'm smiling at the end of every day. And I'm normally smiling, but this is some next level happiness. It really makes me happy. So yeah, I'm definitely on. Now we haven't really officially even started the Wednesday thing yet.
You're just so proud of the schedule, even though you haven't done it.
Yeah. It's just, it feels so right. And my days have been going so great. So yeah, just putting a time and spot for everything so that it gets done. It's when there's too much chaos, and that's part of the process at the beginning, this chaos. But yeah, so I haven't fully figured out the fences, but I'm getting closer. And the Wednesday schedule, I think, is a big step forward.
Yeah, because last Thursday, when we recorded, you did seem genuinely, like I messaged you afterwards, and I was like, "Are you okay?" Like you seemed really off. It wasn't normal, Evan.
Oh well, that's just that's how I work through struggles.
It's interesting.
I get pensive and
yeah.
unclear. I know to get to that Wednesday.
People don't see the struggles though, right?
No, it's great. It's why we're here. The Something to Poo podcast.
Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
So I've heard Rachel Hollis recently this week.
Okay.
She made this comment about the fact that writers are to not write about wounds that are currently healing, but write about those that have already healed. Meaning you're not supposed to write from a place of working your way through it because you don't have any of the answers yet. You have the pain, you work your way through it, and then when you have the solutions, that's where you write from. That seemed to me to be totally opposite to the type of thing that you usually talk about, right? Like be vulnerable, show yourself through it and all of these things. I'm not calling Rachel Hollis out or anything. I'm just curious because there's this thing amongst writers of like, you have the pain, you have the struggle, you have the trouble. You figure out how to work your way through it. And then, yes, your wife brought you something. And then you reflect on it, and then you release to the world how you were able to get through it.
Let me segue for a second because this is a story you're going to enjoy. So, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to like this. So we were looking at Nina and I have gone back and forth on the house condo.
For everybody listening.
Yeah. Nina
came and handed Evan a very tall, what looks to be like a latte type of thing.
So it's a decaf cappuccino. So okay. I'm holding a special cup that I've had, we've had this for years, special saucer and cup and whatever. So Nina and I have been back and forth on house condo. And do we talk about this? How I actually think Nina should want a condo more than I want a condo?
No, but I do know that Nina wants a house for a garden and for maybe, like status reasons. But
okay, great. So we'll come back. We won't forget about Rachel Hollis and what you're saying.
Perfect.
So we're going for a walk and I was telling Nina that she actually wants a condo more than I want a condo.
Do people, your wife does, but do most people like it when you come along and tell them that you know what they want better than themselves, Evan? Are people open to that a lot of the time? Because you do that with me a lot as well.
I won't say that unless that's skipping steps, right? Like you can't just skip steps with people. That's taking a big step. So they gotta be ready for the step, right? You give them the step that they're ready for. That's a big jump. So, Nina loves like togetherness and being in close, even if we're not working on the same thing, just being together. She loves that, right? She loves that more than I love that. And the bigger the house you get, the less time you actually see each other just from proximity. Because I have my office, she'll have her office. So get some 5,000 square foot house and you work there and I work there. And guess what? I won't see you all day long. Like it's never going to happen. So apart from the garden, which we've been trying to fix with like finding a condo with like a terrace, like a giant, like a.
Oh yeah, you need something like my aunt. My aunt has a penthouse in the area, and she has a 1,400 square foot patio on her.
My building, the penthouse, not the grand penthouse, but the penthouse has a. There's only 4 of them.
Yeah,
they haven't been on sale for like at least a year. So anyway, that's an option, but. Then we were driving in our car.
Rather than just give your wife a house, you're gonna try and get one of 4 penthouse things with.
No, because she doesn't actually want a house. This is the thing. Like it's actually worse for her.
Bravo, Nina! She knows what she wants. She wants a house. She wants to live in Markham.
She doesn't want a house. Oh, she definitely does not want to live in Markham with the cows. Anyway, so then we were driving in our car, and in the past 4, I didn't used to have a car, right? I sold my business. I had a Vespa. That's all I had. So we used Nina's car, which is a little Honda Civic. And then we had Nina, what was your second car? It's like a Volkswagen or something, right? Volkswagen. Then we got the mini, Porsche. Yeah, but the small Porsche.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. Nina, what's it called? Macan. We got the Macan.
Yeah. And
then we got the bigger Porsche,
one,
which is the
Cayman. No, not Cayman. The Cheyenne.
Cayenne. Perfect. Okay. So, one of the things that we used to notice was, hey, when I was driving her little Honda Accord, doesn't matter. Her little Honda.
Your memory is amazing, man.
This part doesn't matter. As I was driving it, she would always put her hand on my leg. as I was driving. And it's like, oh, that's really nice. Just always remember it's really nice.
But now your car's so big that she can't reach over and touch you.
Like, this is the thing, right? Like now there's too much space that she has to actually, it's not comfortable. She's got to stretch.
You guys should get a Mini, and then you can get nice and close together.
But it's the thing, like, hey, like how much wider is the Cayenne versus the actual Honda? Like 50%? No, but not a lot. Not a lot. Like 50%, 30%. I don't know. It's not double.
So you're saying just the tiny bit more room is the thing that makes life uncomfortable, and you can no longer bump into each other and touch each other.
That little tiny friction point, like the little bit of uncomfortableness, discomfort, led to a total change in behavior without even realizing it. Mm-hmm. Now, that's only 30% bigger. Now go to a house where you're going to be 300% bigger. Like, I'm never going to see you.
But you could live with intentionality. And
yes,
you can give her the garden, you can give her the house, and you guys can make sure you still live in a nice. You could have get a 5,000 square foot house, get a 1,200 square foot house with a big garden. Come move out to the country.
Oh my gosh, Mark, Jesus, we don't live in the country. Nina, you want to go live with cows? No, perfect.
Ask her if Markham has cows.
Nina, oh, this is really good, Nina. Does Markham have cows? Yeah.
Aha!
Come on, Nina. That's the wrong answer.
She said no.
You don't live in Markham anyway.
I don't. My offices are in Markham.
Yeah, there you go. You think Mark lives with cows? Mark, where Mark lives out in the middle of nowhere, cow country, you think he lives with cows? No? Come on.
There you go. That's called the leading question. Do you think Mark in cow country lives?
Exactly. They call it cow country for a reason, Mark, okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, so here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
The behavior that you like, you don't even notice it, that is gone. And so just that little bit of an increase, imagine now a house, you'll have a lot more difference, and you won't even blame the house. You'll blame why are we not spending more time together? Why are we not, how come you never put your hand on my leg anymore? Because it's that extra little degree of effort, right? So you won't be happy, but you won't even blame the house. Ergo, you actually want a condo more than a house.
Jack and I go on walks almost every day together now, which I love.
Yeah.
But when we used to walk together, we would hold hands. And now she has, she always walks on my right-hand side. Mm-hmm. And on her left wrist, she has her Fitbit, which I got her. And she loves the Fitbit. She loves tracking it. She likes the heart rate, the sleep, all of that stuff. But if we're holding hands, she doesn't swing her hands as much when she walks. So she's like, we can't hold hands because I'm wearing the Fitbit. And I can't stand on her other side because my left hand and her right hand don't go together. That's just, we've been together 20 years. She stands on my right hand goes in her left hand. And now because of the Fitbit, now we can't hold hands when we walk anymore. And it's bothering me.
Well, and she could put Fitbit on the other hand, but she doesn't want to.
She doesn't want to. And no one's blaming Fitbit. No one's blaming anything, but now we just don't hold hands anymore when we walk.
Adding those levels of complexity ruin life. So I would much rather be, and to Nina's credit, she hasn't had that. I've had that life. I've built a 5,000 square foot custom home, and I know what that's like. She hasn't, so she doesn't know what it's. And she's already mentioned that herself. So I would rather have less stuff.
I used to say that to people when people go like, listen, man, I've been rich. I've had lots of money. I've lost lots of money. Trust me, it's not going to make you happy. And I'd be like, yeah, but I want to still experience it for myself to find out it won't make me happy. Like, that's cool. Nina still wants to experience having the big house to find out that it's not really that big of a deal.
Well, and you still want to experience all sorts of garbage, and I'm trying to shortcut it, right? I mean, I don't want to go through it again, and you shouldn't either. This is how to have a happy life. We need to have less stuff and take a lot of pride and care in the stuff that we do have. So then it led to, okay, well, what else would you need? So you need a place to grow your stuff. I get that. So condo with a giant terrace, right? What else? Okay, more kitchen space. Okay, for what? For storing, to have friends over. It's like, when do we have friends over? It never happens. We don't invite people.
You guys invited us over March 13th, which was the day after COVID started, but we couldn't come because of COVID.
Hold on, Nina said something. What did you say, Nina? No, that's not why. She says because we have a small place. We have a party room we can rent. Like it's worth renting the party room for $500 or I don't know what it is to rent that place instead of getting a giant place just to house people that we never have over.
Let me ask you this. There was a window of time where you and Nina were staying at your parents' house, which is a beautiful place on a ravine. They weren't there, but I know that you were in someone else's space. Nina was like, no, this isn't my house. I'm in someone else's space. Okay. But did she really dig having all of that space and all of that cleaning and all of that other stuff when you were living there and your parents weren't?
I don't know. Nina, Mark wants to know, tell me if I don't phrase it properly because I already forgot what you said.
Why don't we just invite Nina onto the podcast?
He wants to know if when we were living at my parents' house, obviously it's my parents' house and it's not your space and all this stuff, but did you enjoy the extra space that you got in having a house? We didn't use it because your parents were there. But when they weren't there even, when it's just us, they left for the lake house or whatever. You liked it? How come? What did you like? Spacious. Look at that. She wants all the space. She doesn't need
She wants the sun. She wants the garden.
Just space. Anyway, okay. So next was the kitchen. So it's like, well, I need more cabinets. Okay, cabinets for what? And I need serving plates. Serving plates for whom? Like for the people who don't come over. Anyway, but if like for the once a year stuff.
She's trying to build the life that she wants.
This is not. We would not have people over at our house. She said, you don't cook. Of course, you don't know those kinds of things. Anyway, so then it came down to cabinet space. And it's like, listen, get rid of stuff that we don't use. Like these cappuccino cups. She's like,
boom, full circle, the cappuccino chucks.
We're still coming back to Rachel Hollis. I haven't forgotten. So cappuccino cups. We've got these cappuccino cups.
Say that 5 times fast, man. Cappuccino cups. That's hard.
That we've never used. That like we never use. Like once a year we'll use these things. And so then the next day, suddenly the cappuccino cups had a space on the lower shelf closer to everything. And I've been getting daily decaf cappuccinos, which I'm very grateful for. So I'm liking these cups now.
Now, I don't think you or Nina know.
Hold on. Wait, Nina, what'd you say? They're not yours? Okay.
I don't know if you or Nina know this, but I've designed a few kitchens before. Like I've actually laid out like floor patterns with the golden triangle and how many square feet you need and whatnot. And you have enough space in your condo to put in a different kitchen that would actually give your wife a lot more cabinets. So if you, right now your island is going this way, if you were to actually remove it and replace it with an island that went a different way, that wall across from it, you could actually put uprights and she could get everything that she wanted and it wouldn't really, it wouldn't eat up that much more space or make you feel claustrophobic, and then she'd have the kitchen she wants.
All right, solutions. You should message Nina afterwards and tell her that.
Say, hey, let's put in a new kitchen in your condo.
Great.
Here's the plan.
I'm down for that. I'm prioritizing something that she actually should prioritize way more than me.
Yeah. You guys could also buy the condo beside you and then have even more balcony space, right?
No. The penthouse is it. That's it. It's crazy. The penthouse is. We were looking at originally at the ground floor one, but people throw cigarette butts and like all this crap from every floor above that hits you. Yeah. On the penthouse, the only people above you are the grand penthouse. So if you're getting crap on your balcony, you know
it's that one or two people because there's probably only two units.
You know who's doing it. It's like, hey, up there, stop that.
Yeah. Okay, Rachel Hollis. That was a fun trip.
I think Rachel actually does a great job of the thing that you think that I'm preaching. I think the showing what you're working through, mm-hmm. I think she actually does a good job of it and not just only showing what you've already worked through.
I think when you're writing, I would agree with you. I think that she does that as well. She does it through podcasts. She does it through her posts. She does it through on stage. She shares a lot of things. She's known for sharing things. Yeah. That's what caught me so off guard. So this is the first podcast that I was listening to that she released, and she announced that she's going through separation. Yeah. It was the very first thing. It was very raw. It was very. And
did she share what she's going and feeling right now?
100%, which is what caught me so off guard when she said.
Okay, so the thing you're missing is it's the medium. When you're writing the book, especially like a self-help book,
it's going to be 2 years later or this or that,
and you're teaching people how to do something. If you're doing a podcast or an interview or a video or something that's not meant to be instructional, like if you're just going to write a book like that process is messy. What I went through last week is messy. It's not clear. It's not concise. It would suck as a book. So I think she's just saying that, and I haven't heard the interview, but I think she's just saying that in the context of writing a book, not in terms of how you should be as a thought leader.
Well, and to her credit, she actually, if I didn't misunderstand her, she was basically saying she's throwing that out the window because she wrote a book during COVID about grief and about losing things. Now she finds herself editing the book whilst she's in this time of separation and facing this stuff. And she's literally like she's gonna release something without having all the answers. Which I
so then it's a diary. It's a different kind of book. It's not a self-help book. It's a journey book. Mm-hmm. So people's diaries, that's all it is. It's a stream of consciousness.
The more I learn about her and what she's done and the way she runs the business and stuff, the more I like her. And it's funny, like I listened to her podcast. I'm signed up for her email. It's all targeting women. It's really funny when you listen, when you read the stuff. Like I got the email. It's like, hey, are we besties? Hey, girlfriend, how's it going? It's like
Mark's a big softie anyway. We already knew that.
Yeah, I really like what she's built and am impressed with what she's done. Anyway, yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I don't know her. I know her husband, but I don't know her.
Yeah. So there was that. Hold on. Those were the two things that I was interested. Oh, well, I have a question for you. This is. I'm bringing a bit of a visual question,
Ooh,
but
okay.
But here's the thing. I would like your advice.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you know, in like February, I launched a new logo for Mark Drager.
The horse.
That's Fanta. No, the
headphones,
with the beats and the hair and all of that stuff. And it's like super ego for me to put my own face on all of my own stuff. And I was like proud of it. And then I went and shaved my head. And I was talking to Jack and I was talking to the kids and stuff. And they're like, yeah, we don't think you should go back to growing your hair. Like, we just think you should do this for a while. Now I have my logo with my hair. What do you think I should do with it?
What are you gonna go back to your hair, or is this it?
I think this is it for now.
Okay, then change your logo to make it you with the Beats headphones. You still use the Beats headphones?
You think I should just do the Beats headphones? No, I got them. I got them all the time. I am better at breaking Beat headphones than anyone else I know. Let me tell you.
I like the headphones. I mean, Beats, that's such a story. The whole Tony Robbins thing, New Jersey, going back.
So good. It was so good.
I think you should still go buy that outlet, right? Like if that thing closes, I'm going to tear into
New Jersey
you.
Airport.
Yeah. You need to own that spot in the New Jersey airport. When you make your FU money, you have to go and buy that.
I have to buy that.
Yeah, for sure. And all you sell is Beats headphones, and you hire like trained coaches and actors or whatever, and it's a life-changing experience coming by Mark Drager's Beats shop in the New Jersey ghetto airport. Yeah.
In the Newark airport. Yeah. So anyway, I know it's a visual thing, but you think I should just sketch it out and just go bald and like lose the little hair thing I had going on?
That was all that was different. No, what else is on there? Just a little flip at the front.
A little flip at the front and hair on the sides and stuff. So
sure, switch it.
Just switch it up. Yeah. Okay.
Easy enough.
You had so much input back in December over Christmas when I was coming up with different ideas.
Okay. What did I say?
Oh, lots of stuff. We went back and forth on a Saturday and you were driving and you're like, it's got to be this, and it's got to represent that. And it's got to be about breaking through and thinking big and being bold and saying yes and all of these things. So,
the text and everything.
We put a lot of thought into it, but
okay. I like it.
Anyway, cool.
MarkDrager.com.
MarkDrager.com.
Is it up?
Yeah, I got to, the logo's there and stuff. I got to.
Oh, you need a new homepage too.
Photos.
Yeah.
All my photos need to be retaken if I'm going to stay aggressively bald. One other update for anyone who listens to the podcast regularly. I've had this thing on my wrist for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
And as I worked out more and more and more and built muscle mass, I got actually further away from my goal. But since COVID, all I do is run now. I don't do any weight training or anything. So now I'm back down. And I'm only 3 pounds away from my goal. So
nice.
Which is good. I don't know. Maybe. I'm thinking about if I just fast for long enough, I'll just lose.
Pulling an Alex.
I don't know if that's cheating or not. Like fasting enough just to hit the goal, and then because I'm only 3 pounds off, so that's is that cheating?
It's whatever you think it is. If you judge yourself poorly for it,
it's been almost a year.
Yeah, well, it's come a long way in a year.
It's 2 weeks away from being a year that we went to the second Tony Robbins.
Okay.
So I've had this on my wrist for almost a year. And
the second. That's when you were in the. You were with Louis in the seats,
yes.
right? Yeah. I was by myself for the first half day or whatever.
You were by yourself for the first day or whatever. Alex rolled in, he rolled in like 4 p.m. And then he was like tired or whatever. And you guys left 45 minutes later.
No, really? 45 minutes later?
Oh, dude, we were starving. And then you were like, oh, I think we're going to leave in about an hour. And I said, okay. And then like 5 minutes later, you guys just rolled off.
Wait, what happens at the end of day one then?
The end of day one.
Is that Firewalk day?
No, I think day 2 is Firewalk.
Oh, what's the end of day one? Why do we skip it? The end.
No, hold on. Day 1 is Tony. Yeah, day 1 is Firewalk. Day 1 is Firewalk.
So we skip Firewalk. That's probably why. Because when you come back from the break, then it's just.
But Firewalk doesn't happen until like usually by the time he starts amping up, it's 11 midnight or whatnot. But you guys rolled out at like.
Yeah, but it's like 3 hours of getting you ready for Firewalk.
Anyway, you guys rolled out early. The next day, you guys were there.
Alex did it.
And then he flew home. And then he flew home. So it was like.
Oh, he missed the last day, the health day. Well, he had to go back to teach.
Yeah.
That was still good, though. That was still a good experience for him. I mean, I went for him.
It was good for Louis. It's funny, though, because, I think I may have mentioned this to you before. Like, Louis thought I was crazy after I went to my first Tony Robbins with you. Mm-hmm. And then I was telling him all of these things, but he just didn't really understand it until I took him there. And then it was like, oh, I totally get it. You're not crazy. And then he admitted after I took him to the marketing conference that he's just thought I was crazy for the last year about stuff. And then he heard other people talking about it. And he's like, oh, Mark's been talking about this for a long time. And so every time, and then I took him to your thought leadership thing, right? He came to thought leadership. Every time he gets exposed to new things, he thinks I'm crazy before that. And then, so now I'm just like, just trust me. If I'm saying something and your inclination is that I'm crazy, I'm not crazy. Just trust me that I'm not crazy.
Wow. How would you listen to your own advice, Mark?
My own advice? Just trust me that I'm not crazy?
No, when I tell you something, just trust me. I'm not crazy.
I do trust you.
Right. Sure is the response. Sure. Evan
has a habit of telling me that what he wants me to do and how he wants me to act.
No. That is not it at all. Nope.
What you want me to do, what you think that I would like, what you think I really want, how I should really act.
No.
And if I don't have a defense for it, but I'm not ready to get into an argument about it or whatever, he goes, whatever, in 3 years, you'll come around finally.
Yeah, because that's happened.
Say sure, because sure. That's all I can say. When I, like a year and a half ago, when I got really depressed and I came to you and you helped me out and we went to Tony Robbins and then I had a bunch of breakthroughs and then I made a bunch of changes and I had some more breakthroughs and then we had a hard August last year and a hard September and we started to rebuild. Like I'm waiting for you. Like I said to you, I'm waiting for you to be like, enough already, dude. Like I've run out of time. What? I've run out of patience. I've run out of
patience for you.
Yes.
You too.
Yes. So I pull back more and more and more. I don't want to engage. I don't want to, so it becomes It becomes like, I don't want to get.
There's still too much potential in you and there's still too much growth that is happening, even though it's slow. So
it's just,
dude, what you wrote to me last night, I didn't know if we're getting it on the episode today, but
anything you want.
Oh my God. I mean, dude, there's so much. That's so obvious now. Like I didn't understand why things were the way they were, but now it's just super obvious and everything you're writing.
But I've been saying this to you. I haven't articulated, I guess. Well, I've been saying this to you for months where I've said, Evan, I don't know how to be next level at all the things I need to be next level at all of the time. And then you came up with PHA, the pattern high achievement with Nancy
That's
Taylor.
Still great.
And then so it's like, okay, cool. We can do that. And that's part of it. But it's really, really hard to be next level at 12 different things on a lot of different platforms with a lot of, like, it's just. That's
not even sure. Yes. Awesome. That's not even the problem. The problem is you don't care about most of these things. That most of the, anyway, I don't know. I don't know if we can go publicly into stuff. It might be too sensitive with people involved, but it's so easy, dude. It's so fixable.
Well,
or we can go and cut it if you want.
No. We need like a mastermind dinner. That's what we need. You and I need like a time just so that I can be like, because we do talk a lot, but the conversations are typically here recorded, or they're like on text, and as fast as I can sit there and type on my iPhone, like you're sitting in front of your computer, like, but like I'm on my iPhone, like trying to like get the details down and whatnot. But
this is super easy.
Anyway, super easy. Good.
Yeah. It's.
I already fixed part of it this morning anyway.
Really? Oh, okay. That's exciting.
I had a call with Louis, and I said that I want the team to focus on these 3 areas and only these 3 areas. And within each of the 3 areas, there's only 2 or 3 different subsets of that, and not to focus on anything outside of that right now.
All right.
See, so I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, you said, Mark hears and then acts and then gets in an argument while acting at the same time. This time I didn't get into an argument. I said, sure. And then I implemented it. Louis and I were on a call at 7 a.m. this morning.
I like it.
Making changes.
Let me just go look at what you wrote again last night. Jesus. You didn't respond to me. That's fine.
I was going to bed when.
No, you saw it this morning. You didn't respond to me. You didn't see it last night, or if you did, you didn't.
No.
What did you write again? Oh yeah. The ongoing work is a lot of things, and then
the breakdown of all the
verbal
things.
diarrhea.
That's not even all of them, though.
Oh, I know, dude. I know. And the problem is you don't care about most of these things, and you know that they're not even working, and then you get sucked into leading those things. Oh, it's over. This is why you're not happy. It's so easy. You're being forced into leading projects that don't even work properly, and you have no interest in.
So here's the biggest breakthrough that I've had, which I know that I said to you, and you were like, "Yeah, okay, cool." But I've had like breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough, epiphany after epiphany.
Ooh, I like it.
And each time it just narrows my focus more and more. So a year ago or 2 years ago, I don't think I was self-aware enough to realize how bad I really was at some things and how much that hurt the company and the team. I thought I was, good. And so I was able to start identifying like, oh, I'm actually really bad at these things. And that was first. And then second, it was admitting, oh, I'm really good at these things. And then me realizing, oh, those things that I think I'm really good at, I'm also not really good at. And just narrowing down my focus more and more and more to the point where, what did I send you? I don't even remember what I sent you.
You're good at getting people excited about things.
The future. That's it. It's like ultimately I am really, really good at imagining and picturing what could be, getting people really excited about what could be. And then that's it. So like with, you're very present focused. I can't help but be future focused. The types of things my friends make fun of me, like the types of things I think about, like I know when I'm older, which day of the week I'm going to cut the grass on. And they're like, why would anyone think of that? Like, that's such a stupid thing to spend your time contemplating and thinking about. Evan, you would never think about that. But I have an answer for which day of the week is the best day to cut the grass when I'm older. And because I'm so future focused, I can imagine what our home will be. I can imagine what kind of family I want. I can imagine what kind of company I want, what kind of clients I want. I can imagine all those things. And so if I'm working with you or if I'm working with any clients or anyone, I can get a few data points. I can try and figure out what they need, but I can get them really excited about the possibilities, which makes me a pretty good salesperson. But
you're a salesman. Great.
But
that's what a salesperson does.
And then that's it. And then after that, not so great at actually a lot of things, and I think I'm good at copy, but it's not something that I enjoy doing all the time because of the critical feedback. I think I'm good at creative direction, but it's not something I enjoy all the time because of the critical feedback. Like anything with a lot of critical feedback just beats me up and is not something that I enjoy doing.
Because of the feedback?
Because I take everything personally, because I'm defensive, because it reminds me that I did it wrong or that I'm not good enough, or like dude, every day. Yeah, something to prove is because every day
it's not good enough reason.
I feel like I don't have it or I'm not good enough. And so when people, I'm telling you that when you get criticized or when you get corrected or when all these things happen, it's not even that I'm a perfectionist anymore. It's that it's like, it just reminds me that I'm not good or not good enough or should have done it better or all of those things.
So you get better. Like that's how you get better. You don't want to that's not a good enough reason.
Well, I want to be happy. I don't want to carry.
No, this is the path to
anxiety.
happiness. No. The path to happiness for you is not only do these things that require zero input from other people. That's retirement. And that's not happiness. Go. You want to go put yourself in an old age home. No, you want to get better. You want to progress. You want to learn. You want to improve. Now, working with people whose opinion, part of the problem is you're working with people whose critical feedback you don't respect.
I mean, I respect your feedback.
Oh, not me.
Okay.
Other people.
I wrote copy for you, and you were like, meh. Your response was like, meh, and I was like, I think it's pretty good. And you're like,
it's pretty good. Yeah, but I have higher standards and expectations.
So then I rewrote it on Sunday night, and I was just like, okay,
it's closer.
I feel like I've amped it up, and then you're like, I guess I just got to take it and fix it.
Yeah, it's
like,
better.
Oh man, come on.
Come on, you read that, and it's not perfect. Like you read that, like that's not what you need to do. Is what you say you're good at of helping people imagine a better future. Then the next step is how do you translate that into practical business? That could be mentoring people and helping them see a better future for themselves. That's sales, getting clients to see a better future. That's copy, getting people to see a better future in themselves. Creative direction on the ads and the videos and like the templates and layouts, right? If you want to, I think first off, you're good at a lot of things besides just that one thing, but fine. Just taking that one skill set. If you take that and then look at the copy, either version that you wrote for my book, they don't sync up. If you say, I'm great at this, and then go read that copy, that's not it. It's not bad, but it's not it. That's not like I'm world class at this thing. I didn't nail it exactly. But that's why it's fun working with me, because the critical feedback actually...
So it's so much fun sometimes working with you.
It pushes you to get better.
When I said the other day you're a moving target, this is why you're a moving target.
This is not a moving target. This is
because you say things like fast and done is better than like making it perfect and all of this stuff. And yet now we're going to move on to the third or the fourth or the fifth round of revisions rather than just get the page built and up with something that's 80% there.
Oh, I'm okay with just putting it up. Like what do you need from my end? If you want to put it up, and then we'll take tweaks and tests and adjustments. Go for it. I'm thinking like finished version, but it doesn't mean we can't go and release.
Okay, good.
Put it up. But that doesn't, I'm more upset at the whole thing about you and your growth and being great than about my landing page.
Of course.
The push is Mark needs to get better. Mark is actually great at this. And he could be world class at this. If he just takes what he actually says he's great at and apply it, then you have a home run. I'm thinking more about you than about my own landing page. If it was me, look at my own homepage. Like I just threw that up. There were some typos in there. Errors is a perfect no. I have to go back and still just giant paragraphs of copy. Like that just happened in one day and it's up. So it's not about like, I'm not going to release this thing until it's perfect. My push is on, I want Mark Drager to get better. And that's the kind of client who's awesome, because what I'm saying is actually what you need versus most clients who...
I get back to you and Nina.
No, but
what I'm telling you is what you need.
But it is. This is what you need. And all of this stuff has helped you grow. Working with a client whose feedback on some blog post that you don't even care about, that you know is barely working, and them giving critical feedback and the changes that they make, you look at and say, Jesus, they want to do that you think is going to make it even worse, but you have to do it to please and appease the client. That's what's destroying you.
Which is why we don't do blog posts for Alex and TDS anymore.
Right.
I got so frustrated with him in August. I was like, dude, like, just write your own posts or let us release what we're doing, because
the critical feedback, you don't respect the opinion of Alex and his critical feedback on the content.
No, I actually really, sorry, that's not true. I actually thought that his blog posts were really well done. I thought our blog posts would work. his feedback, there was no way for us to write the way that he wrote.
Right.
It was a crazy moving target. So it was either just like accept what we're writing for you and let's get it up, or you write them yourself. But
you don't want to do the work to get there, so you don't value the feedback. And for other clients, it's likely even worse. When you've got 5 people all trying to make a decision by committee and they end up with some vanilla piece of nothing that then nobody wants to, like, it's not going to work in the market, but you have to put it up because it's going to appease the client. That's death. It's like, what are we doing here? That's what causes all the frustrations. And forget about blog posts. Apply it to every line of work that you're currently doing. And the more those are piling up, the more you're going to hate your life. Not because of the critical feedback. When we went on and had, we could say it. When we had,
don't say out loud. Don't say out loud. What?
No. When Russell Brunson's guy came and gave us feedback on our ads, right? So Russell, ClickFunnels, friend of the channel.
Oh, I love. We've already talked about this on the podcast. We just didn't mention Russell Brunson. We just said someone.
Great. So Russell said, "Hey, let me have my guy look at it. We're spending all this money," and that guy came on and tore apart everything.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Well, look at why. That's critical feedback, Mark.
Because it was coming from someone that has done this before that I respect. And
exactly.
He came with so much grace and understanding.
Nah.
Yes.
No.
He didn't make me feel terrible about myself.
No, you don't care about that. No, you like getting your face punched in. It doesn't matter.
I don't.
That doesn't matter. I mean, listen, nobody's going to come in and just say, somebody that you respect, everybody has some level of grace, maybe not to the level. But
you asked me about this other guy. You emailed me and said, "Hey, are we setting this up with this other guy?" And I wrote, like, that guy hasn't come in with any sort of grace or respect.
That's not the problem. You like the critical feedback. It's not how it's delivered. You like the feedback to make you better, to learn where you're making mistakes, so that if it's something that you care about, you want to improve and progress and grow because you got something to prove. That's what you do. When it's coming from somebody who you don't respect, who you don't care about getting better at that thing, then it's super annoying. But don't lump it all into Mark Drager doesn't like taking on things because I don't like critical feedback. That is not true. You love critical feedback from the right people on the right things, and that's where you need to focus. You're doing too much stuff where you don't value the critical feedback. All of those areas of your business need to be deleted or totally handed off to somebody else. Anyway. I just need to understand the numbers a little bit better on the team and things, and then
we'll have to do a virtual mastermind dinner.
This is so easy to fix.
I'll get myself some.
Once you wrote that, it's like, oh my god, this is so easy to fix.
Perfect. Let's get it fixed then.
I'm very excited.
Oh man, we talked a little bit about this, but the audience doesn't know. So on Saturday, I had really crazy panic attacks for the first time since college. And
I told him, film it.
I was already filming it. I already had done that.
Nice.
Because I knew you were going to say that. So I'm talking to you. No, so what happened was I got up early on Saturday. I didn't sleep well, but I got up early on Saturday. And I wrote your copy, and I put in like 2 or 3 hours of work. And then the kids were starting to frustrate me. And I was kind of like being, yelling at them and stuff like that. And then I went outside and I'm like, I'm just going to go outside and work. And it was funny. I got like 1 or 2 cuts into a block, and
wait, 1 or 2
cuts. I was working on my steps or whatever, right? The thing I don't talk about anymore on Instagram because I'm supposed to love it the least and all this stuff. So I had my saw, I was cutting a block, and I had a panic attack in college. And so I was like, hey, like my heart is beating, my mind is racing. I'm really not feeling great. I'm like, I'm going to go sit down. And that's when I started texting you. And we were just talking about the copy or whatnot. And then I was like, hey, unrelated note, I think I'm actually having a panic attack right now. And I had already taken some pictures of myself, and I had already had video.
Dude, I love that
footage.
That's been the default training. This is great. I wish I had moments of me video of me having a panic attack. That's great.
Have you had panic attacks before?
Not like you described. I think the closest was like Brendan Burchard backstage blanking out, forgetting. That's close, but not the same experience. And I didn't film it. I didn't even think about filming it.
I was like, it's felt, I just filmed myself for that little clip that I sent you. It felt insincere. Great. It felt insincere for me to talk my way through it.
Oh, it's in the eyes, dude. It's so in the eyes. You're freaking out in the eyes. It's great.
But so here's like, honestly, it just felt like, it felt like I was, it felt like if I imagined crumbling, turning to dust, like from your fingertips, like, in the movies where people turn to dust, like they're crumbling, like they're falling apart, like they're shattering. That's what it felt like. Anyway, so all day I was having these panic attacks and this and that. And why was I saying this to you? We were talking about what we were talking about right before this.
You're fixing your schedule, fixing your business,
fixing my
financials.
Business,
we got to go have a dinner.
We got to go have a dinner. I don't
That
remember.
Was your segue.
This was my segue because I don't remember now.
All right, great.
Talking about the panic attacks that I had on Saturday. I don't remember why I was bringing this up to tell you. Other than anyway, whatever. New direction. So I had that, and then Saturday I was kind of working through all that stuff. Sunday was a good reflective day. I went for a walk with Jacqueline, and I was talking to her about all these things. Oh, you know what it was? It was at a certain point I was asking myself. Oh, I remember now why.
Wow.
Sorry, Jack. Really struggled. My wife really struggled with COVID because she felt like she was losing everything. And the last bunch of weeks, she's felt like she's been getting everything back. And what we realized is like, I was really happy during COVID because I was able to get rid of a lot of the things I didn't like. And now as she ramps up her happiness, my unhappiness has actually ramped up as well. Like she's become more happy. I've become less happy, almost the same amount. And so it's interesting because she's like, I'm so much happier and life is great and I can talk to people and all of these things. And I'm like, hey, just remember, like, as you're like becoming a lot happier, remember what it was like when you felt like you lost everything? Like that's
so fixable. It's the same question. It's the same conversation. We'll fix it.
It's all the same stuff. It's all the same stuff.
That's easy. That is so easy. You just don't like the work that you're doing. It's so easy. It's easy to fix. I mean, listen, now it's easy to fix, but it's a process. So stick to the process. Think about the hope that we're going to build.
Yeah.
And don't get pissed off that doesn't happen right away. Drager?
I'm not getting pissed off.
No, but you're going to be like, it's not, when is it happening? I still got to do this thing. No, you got Sunday, X number of months left to do it like this. And we're going to transition out towards a better life for Mark Drager. This is an easy fix.
I love it. And that is our podcast episode. Wow, what a journey we've taken everyone on.
If you want to watch me be uncomfortable and see how I work through my problems, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and we'll see you there.